Nearly everyone will have an area of dry shade in their garden, whether that's underneath an established tree or at the very base of a wall or fence. And with that in mind, I thought today I'd just show you some of my favourite evergreens. So these are going to give you year-round interest that are going to flourish in dry shade. So the first I'm going to talk about is the liriope. Now, I love the sort of grass-like foliage, and then in late summer and autumn it's topped with these spikes of really pretty lavender blue flowers. There are white forms available as well, and you will find that the white forms, it's good to add a splash of white if you can into a shady area, because it just really helps illuminate it. The next thing are these little begonias here. Now, begonias are commonly called elephant's ears, and that's because they've got these big leathery leaves. Some cultivars have really big leaves, and what I like about these is they slowly spread, and the leaves will often take on reddish tints in the winter, so that adds another interesting sort of feature throughout the year. But in late winter and early spring, you get clusters of little bell-shaped flowers as well. Now, this is a euphorbia. Euphorbia amygloides var. Robii, and it's a great little evergreen. Again, it sort of spreads. You may be able to see new little shoots just coming up here. And it forms these wonderful rosettes of foliage. And then in later spring and into early summer, you get sprays, generous sized sprays of chartreuse green flowers. Next, I've got some vincas. Now, the vinca minors have smaller foliage. The vinca majors have larger foliage, and you can get the plain greens, and also they are variegated forms as well. So again, this sort of variegation will help illuminate a shady floor. I get teased a lot about this plant. It's called Pachysandra terminalis, and I get teased about it because I use it a lot. The reason I use it a lot is it's very versatile, and it's an incredibly good and easy doer. So again, it sort of spreads by these stems, rhizome-like stems, and it forms little rosettes of these toothed leaves. But it's just one of those easy, adaptable. It's a wonderful plant, and it just knits together to form this fantastic carpet. And last but not least, and I hope by this stage you're not recoiling in horror, I'm going to suggest Hedera, or the ivies. Now, over the years, I think ivy's probably got a reputation of being a monstrous thug. And some can be, but they may need a firm hand, but they take hard pruning in their stride. And these, and I think particularly so the variegated forms, they really look stunning when used to carpet an area of quite heavy shade. They're one of the toughest things that you can grow in a shady spot. And if you are worrying about it taking over the entire garden, why not go for one of these more compact forms? This is Glacier. This gets to about 2 meters tall, and it's naturally a climber, but if it doesn't have anything to clamber up, if you take it off this cane, then it will just form a beautiful carpet. And look at the color of these leaves. They do help brighten up heavy shade. So there we are, my favourite evergreens for dry shade. I would say, however, yes, they'll tolerate shade, yes, they'll tolerate dry conditions, but they've been mollycoddled mollycoddled on the nursery, and therefore when you initially plant them, you will need to sort of keep them really well watered and gradually wean off the water.